Welcome to Money Moments, everybody. My name is Mose. It's Thursday, 5 o'clock. And this is when we get to do this. So I hope you are ready, because I am ready. And let's see who's here this beautiful evening. Let us know where you're watching us from and what your brand is. This is Money Moments. We believe in businesses, we believe in brands, we believe in community transformation. We believe in you and what you are doing to change the destiny of our nation, of our continent. This is Money Moments. Welcome, Carol Vitature, Emmanuel Chigundu, Diane Komonda, Rutabanzi Wanga, Elder Roots, Isaac Kaliabe. Welcome. We're just getting started. People are joining us now, and they're letting us know where they are watching us from. Sarah Nakazibwe, Juliana Okodoa. Excuse me. Simple sneeze, nothing to fear. Gigi is here, Agape Electricals and Electronics in Ntinda. Pamela Bayenda, marketing consultant, good to see you. Blessed Bernard here from Mukono. Let us know what your brand is. Dennis Okumo, live from West Nile, Arua. Emmanuel Chigundu, Nat Designs from Entebbe. Good to see you, sir. Ivan Amanya from Deje is an interior designer. Yeah, let us know what you do for economics, or what your brand is, or where you work, what brand you represent. Right here on Money Moments, start sharing the link. Audrey Kalhanga, my friend, good to see you. Start sharing the link with your friends and everyone that is going to love joining us for Money Moments today. Let's see who else is here. Primrose Muanga, good to see you. Rachel Chikozi, good to see you. Mjenyi Doreen works with D's Cake Haven from Charlie Wajala. Enoch Leonza joining us from Kigali. Otieno Clear Pickers Organic Farm for the tastiest pork sausages and cuts. Nelly B. Mukisa, good to see you. Hello. Everyone is telling us their brand. Sabunta Africa, growing businesses. Coach Pastor Chris Davis in Subugamuga, building legacies. Q4E Consults Limited, that's Godwin Otim. Q4E, what do you do? Let us know what Q4E does. People here might be looking for your business. Prudent Measures Limited, Nairobi, Identity Coaching and Selling Preventive Solutions. That's Pro Wirem Karwe. Prudent Measures Limited. Wow, that's awesome. That sounds legit. That is Prudent Measures Limited. Yeah, Secheru Media, Stefanos Senyonjo, Secheru Media, they're incredible. Derek Otua, welcome. Susan Sakamabala, welcome. Tell us what brand you're representing, what you do for business. For the tastiest Irish and passion fruits from Kabale, contact Nelly B. Mugisha, although she hasn't given us the name of the business. Q4E Consults, Training and People Development. That's Godwin Otim. Welcome, Godwin. Training and People Development. Yes, John Maxwell says people are an organization's most appreciable asset. If you want to grow your organization, focus on growing people more than anything else. Ronald Ocho, Ventus Holdings Group, Business Financing and Investment Advisory. Ventus Holdings Group, welcome, Ronald. Rodan Baba's Yoga is right here. Let us know where you're watching us from and what business you represent. online teacher and proprietor of the Breakfast Box. Yes, Rhoda, I remember the Breakfast Box. You wait, when the season shifts a bit like this, I'll be ordering the Breakfast Box in no time. Natukonda Declare Nadora Fabrics. Ooh, that's awesome. Nadora Fabrics. Of course, Pastor Jeremy Yamanzi is here from Nomad Advertising Limited. These are, if you want to look good, if you want your brand to look good, those are the go-to guys. Baking Sources, Weka Africa, selling art and craft in Europe. Yeah, and freelance web designer. Thanks, Becky, for joining us. So if you want to sell your stuff in Europe, maybe you might want to be a supplier to Becky, who then does the selling and distribution. Jerry Atolo, Safer Now Systems, they set up all your security systems and they supply the installation. Don't let the thieves threaten you. Sheila Christian Academy, ACE program in Entebbe, that's Susan Nabala Masaka. Barbara Florence, straightforward financial growth. She's in charge of, if you want anything to do with SFFG, that's the person. Talk to Dana Chelima, good to see you. Tusima Gweni, good to see you. Lillian Whitefield, present for the first time. Welcome, Lillian, good to see you. Nalujaya Rokia Muhwezi. Yes, social media helps businesses create photos and videos to amplify their brands online. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see who else is here. Atwine Wellen, deliveries. By the way, if you want deliveries anywhere in Kampala with a trusted person, that's Atwine Wellen. For their most excellent administrative services and Stack Administrative Services, that's Pastor Solomon and Stack. Home Baked is right here with B3, Pastor Beatrice Viamaze. Home Baked. They've added new flavors coming soon. My God. That's awesome. Tabitha's Kitchen with Dr. Smagoba. Good to see you. Momentum Leadership Group. Rukia Mohwezi. Good to see you. Events on Time. Tents Company. That is Lillian Whitefield. Semveo, welcome. Good to see you on the call for the first time. Keep inviting people. I'm about to start sharing, and it's going to be sweet and quick. So get everyone here, then we get started. If we get to 100 people, we get started. Before we get to 100 people, I'll be amplifying everyone's business. That's also good enough cause to have come for Money Moments. Generation Media with Eddie Chisoma. Rachel's Cakes and Events in Ginger, that's Rachel Magero. Yeah, I'm about to order cake. Yes, Rachel, actually I need to order a cake from Rachel. Teacher Lynette Kensubuga Harvest Academy, kindergarten to grade 12. Yeah, best school. My kids go there. It's the awesomest school ever, Harvest Academy. Home Baked is about to unleash chocolate. I'm seeing a sign of a chocolate heart, so I think there's chocolate coming up. Florence Ndagese Senyonjo Momentum Leadership Group. We help leaders and teams win. Yeah. Tieno Claire is testifying that social media made their brand stand out. Sam Chirabo joining us from Nairobi is a straightforward financial growth certified coach. Brenda Katera, Sima, good to see you. Charisma Bookstore in Kigali. Yes, Diana Chedimo, Rassam Bushera Drink, and other very interesting things that she's doing there. Ox Education Consultant, SFFG Coaching, Emmanuel Mahande, Pastor Beatrice Orena. Hello, Beatrice, good to see you. Dorcas Magoba. All right, who else is here? Yay. Iva K Kids Avenue, 0 to 7 years. All right. We need to get to 100, and I start telling you about investments. Today I'm here to share about investments. In fact, you see, I have my calculator. Numbers don't lie. Investments. Get me to 100, and we share about investments. Wycliffe Katamba, welcome. Please invite everyone who you don't want to be broke up when after 50 years, when they're 50 plus. 60 years old and broke is not good. How do you do that? You don't invest. You do not invest. Share house is in the house. Yes. Dora Igunyo, I can see you what you're doing there. The share house is in the house. Ethereal has joined us. Yeah. Jonathan Onyango has joined us. Come on, people, share your brand. And please share. I need 100 people here. Then I start sharing about investments because I don't want you to be broke at 50 or at 60 years because many of you are still young. You think you'll always have the energy and opportunities and youth and creativity you have now. I have news for you. That's not how Earth works. So I'm going to share about investments. Yeah. Once you get me to 100 investments, one person to go. One person to go. 100. We are now at 100 people I can share about investments. Hit me with that blue like tick or that red love tick or something funny tick or tick if you want me to get started. Avoid the angry tick until I've made you angry with the information you're about to receive. You can avoid the anger tick. Yes, investments. All right, Paul Kambugu joining us from Mukisa. Good to see you, sir. Investments. Okay. So the other day, my wife and I are in about, 8 investment groups, maybe. I think, maybe. And we have to put money in each of those every month. So we are still in our earlier years, so we know that, it's time to invest. It's the 7 years of plenty. So let me start with a Bible story. It always helps. Pharaoh had a dream, and in the dream, 7 thin cows ate up 7 fat cows. Yeah. It was a dream. It wasn't like real cows eating cows, because cows are herbivorous animals. They don't eat other cows. Okay? Cows eat grass. So, don't argue. It's just a dream. By the way, I like to say something funny. So when I say something funny, you need to say, to acknowledge that I've said something funny. Anyway, so the cows don't eat cows, but these thin cows, they ate up 7 fat cows. Fat. Now, there's only one problem. Even though it was a dream, the thin cows remained thin after eating the fat cows. They remained thin after eating the fat cows. Yeah. And then 7 thin stalks of grain consumed 7 fat or big stalks of grain, and they remained thin. Yeah. And so Pharaoh had this dream, and he was troubled, and he asked his dream interpreters to come and interpret. Now, you see, when you are rich and influential, you can have staff members whose only job is dream interpretation. Dream interpretation. Do you know why kings had people who were on payroll to interpret dreams? Even Nebuchadnezzar had them. Because they expect to, their dreams are significant. They need interpretation. Some of you, you don't respect your dreams. You feel like your dreams are so insignificant. Yeah. You even forget them after you've dreamt. You even forget you dreamt. Yeah. These guys, they expect that everything about them is significant. Even when they are sleeping, whatever they dream is significant. They should hire people to interpret it. Yeah. That's a small thing for those who run businesses and you want to do everything. You have a dream. You have a dream to do that business, home-baked, administrative, what are they called? But is she a house? Daddies, waddies, what? Do you have people to interpret your dreams? That's the first lesson. Even it's not even part of what I had planned, but now revelations are coming, so I have to teach them. Do you have people to help you interpret the dream God has given you to turn it into a reality? If in your business you are the only one there, your business is not a significant dream. One is too small a number to achieve greatness, according to John Maxwell. For me, I don't dream. That's why you don't have a business. If you are a dreamer and you dream big dreams, you are going to need people to help make those dreams a reality, and you need interpretation. Rachel McGill says, Office of the Department of Interpretation. Yeah. Who is working with you to interpret your dream into reality? If you are the one with the key to the toilet, the key to the store, the key to the car, the key to the office, the key to everywhere, you are the only person with the key. You're not ready to go big. Yeah. You're not ready to go big. You need to go big. Come on, people. By the way, I coach people on how to go big. Contact Rukia, she's here. And nowadays I even coach for free, so I'll just put you in a coaching group and ask you to go big. I'll ask you to do certain numbers that you thought were impossible, and then you start doing them, then you start making a lot of money, then you'll be happy, then I'll be happy, like that. So you need dream interpreters if your dreams are to be significant. If you want to think at the level of kings, you must have dream interpreters. If you're going to think at the level of kings, potentates, you must have dream interpreters. Yeah. So, dream interpreters. So Pharaoh had dream interpreters. So the interpreters couldn't accurately interpret the dream, and then they brought in Joseph straight from prison. Now, it might be that your role, the gift God has given you, is to help others interpret their dreams. And greatness is not about being the one who dreamt. It can also be the one who helps the one who dreamt make sense of the thing. A lot of business people, a lot of entrepreneurs, they are dreamers. They are big. They dream big things, but they have no knowledge of how to make the thing work. And they need some of you interpreters to go and help the dreamers make it a reality. Greatness is not only in being the dreamer. There is greatness in being the helper who makes the dream. Okay? So there is greatness in being a helper. Yeah. In fact, it is better to be a small part of a big thing than to be a big part of a small thing. Because many of us are small pond fish. For many of us, you'd rather be the small fish in the small pond than the big fish in the big ocean. Yeah. King level thinking needs dream interpreters. But at the same time, some people are gifted to be the interpreters. We read about Joseph and we talk about his greatness. If you ever think about it, Joseph never accomplished anything of his own. And that's what made him great. What made Joseph great is that he helped people who were not capable, using the blessing that he received to help other people. He helped Potiphar. Then he helped the keeper of the prison. Then he helped that fellow who was imprisoned. Then he helped Pharaoh. And then he saved the whole nation because he was there to help people. And that's what made him a hero. Now, if you are a Joseph and you are trying to become Pharaoh, you will just destroy yourself and many others in the process. Because the point is, you can't have too many pharaohs. That's the truth. I heard this from Bishop Doug Howard Mills. He said, there are not too many rivers. There are not too many rivers. Yeah. Even in business, even in anointings, even in ministries, there are not too many rivers. Streams, there are many, but there are not too many rivers. So sometimes your greatness is in being the helper. Yeah. John was a forerunner of Jesus. He was there to announce Jesus is coming. Can you imagine? That was his whole thing. Like, he's there to tell you something great is coming. He didn't say, I am the great thing. Something great is coming. And then Jesus said, there is no one born of women who is greater than John the Baptist. So whatever it is, and in fact, the Bible says that if you have not been faithful in what's another man's, who commit to your own. In fact, even if you are going to be the dreamer at some stage you must be a helper to get to dream stage. At some stage you must be a helper. Now, I came here to talk about investments, but this whole dream thing is derailing me. But I hope you're enjoying it. Okay? I can tell you, if you owned only 0.1% of MTN, you would have so much money that people in your village would think that you hired a witch. Yeah. If you had only 0.1, if you owned only 0.1 of MTN, yeah, you would have so much money that people in your village would think that whichever witch you hired. Yeah. Meanwhile, you can own 100% of your business, and we don't even know its name. 100%, and your turnover is 2 million a month. Uganda shillings, not dollars. 2 million a month. Now you own 100%, but someone owns 0.01 of Facebook. 0.001% of Apple. And we are talking about the kind of money that can't fit in your district, regardless of what you do with it. So anyway, we are still talking about interpretation. So Joseph interpreted. They brought the interpreter, interpreted for the Pharaoh, and he said, dude, the 7 fat cows are 7 years of plenty. 7 years of plenty. And the 7 thin cows are 7 years of famine or scarcity, which are going to come upon the earth, upon the nation of Egypt. And then he gave him counsel. Find a wise man. This is now the interpreter. He's interpreting for Pharaoh. First of all, he has given him the word of knowledge. The word of knowledge is that dream, the 7 thin cows, the 7 fat cows are 7 years of plenty. The 7 thin cows are 7 years of scarcity. That's the word of knowledge. Then he brings the word of wisdom. He says, now, this is what you need to do about it. This is the word of wisdom, which I'm now giving you also. He says, find a wise man. Find an interpreter, a wise man. Find a wise man who will collect 1/5 of all the grain in Egypt during the 7 years of plenty. 1/5 is 20%. And that grain will sustain the nation in the 7 years of scarcity. You see? Says this. Okay. So, Pharaoh, being the king and being wise, he's like, we can't find anyone wiser. You are the one who has interpreted that dream. Yeah. That the God of heaven has shown you what this is going to be. I can't find a wiser man than you. Please be the person. And that day Joseph went from being in the prison to being the prime minister of Egypt. And there was none greater than Joseph except only one, Pharaoh. Yeah. 20%. 20%. That's the magic number, 20%. If you are not saving 20% of your income, which is the grain, think about grain as income, because in those days it was agriculture. You plant and then you can harvest the grain and you put it in what? In silos, in storage places. So nowadays you don't get grain. They pay you Uganda shillings, Kenya shillings, USD, euros, whatever. And then you store it in storage places called bank accounts. And it's saying 20%. That's the magic number, 20%. If you want to survive the years of scarcity, you must be saving and investing 20% of your income. That's the wisdom. I'm your interpreter today. I'm your wise man today. I'm the one to save you, your children, and your grandchildren from scarcity in future. And God has sent me today to you to interpret this for you. 20% must be invested in order to secure the future. I'm about to go deeper with this thing, even though I'm almost out of time, but give me like 10 more minutes. So, why 20%? Now, in Uganda, in terms of return on investment, it's not too hard to get 12% return on investment per annum on your investments. You can even just buy unit trust funds and you get like 11.5, close to 12. If you have a lot of money, you negotiate, you can go to 13. If you were saving 20% of your income and investing it at a return on investment per annum of 12%, which by the way is nothing, you need only 17 years to be financially free. Only 17 years to get to a point where your passive income is greater than your working income and therefore can meet all your needs and you never need to work again. In other words, if you practice this principle that I'm teaching, if you started at 23, by 40 years age, you would never need to work again. If you started at 33, by 50 years, you would never need to work again. If you start at 43, by 60 years old, you will never need to work again. The later you start, the harder it is. If you started at 23 and you kept working past your 40th year into your 50s, it's not about not needing to work again. You will have so much money, you will not know what to do with it. If you are in Christ, you will plant so many churches with that money. 20% at 12%, only 17 years, and you will never need to work again. You have investments that spill out money for you at that 12%, which is greater than your current working income. Now, what happens when you don't do that? Now, why am I saying that? Yeah, Rita actually helped me buy some unit trust funds. Let me interpret that for you right now before you lose it. Let's say you are believing God to live 100 years. 120 for those who are going for the Abrahamic anointing. And if you lose your faith around 95, you can go for 100. 100 years. The first 20 years are preparation. You're in school, you're learning how to make friends, you're learning how to read and write and read financial documents and make friends. That's the first 20 years. The next 40 years, from age 20 to age 60, are your years of plenty. The next 40 years, age 20 to age 60, are your 7 years of plenty. You have energy, you have ideas, you're making money, you have a job, you have businesses, etc. And then from 60 to 100 is when you are not that productive. You need to relax, you need to be playing golf, travel in an air-conditioned car, have health coverage, etc. 60 to 100. Those are your years of scarcity. technically speaking. Now, they don't have to be years of scarcity if you have stored up the 20% and invested it. Now, if you don't store up the 20% and invest it, they become real years of scarcity. I've done my research, and it's true, and I'm going to share it with you. Most people who work in the formal sector, die within 3 to 5 years of resigning from their jobs. Those who really last 7, 10 years. Most people who work in the formal sector die within 3 to 5 years of quitting their jobs. And you know why they die? Because they haven't planned for their income for the years of scarcity. So the moment they resign, first of all, whatever money they have gets used up. If they had NSSF savings, because they have been getting a salary, they don't know how investments work, they are going to lose that money too. 98% of all NSSF savers lose their money within 2 years or less. All their money within 2 years or less, 98%. And now they don't have an income, they must continue living, and then they start depending on their children to survive. And that dependence on their children is the opposite of the instruction of the Bible, which says a good man leaves an inheritance for children's children. So they get stressed from depending on their children. And this stress kills their immunity. And when their immunity is gone, all these diseases that take advantage kick in and kill them. Go do your research. Think of your uncles. Just do your research. I'm not talking about those who are in the village. Those who are in the village, they are okay because they don't experience a change of lifestyle. But when you have been driving around in a 4-wheel drive car for the company, air conditioned, your company medical cover, everything the company is doing for you, etc., you get a monthly check, you spend, you don't save, you don't invest, and then suddenly you eat at Java's, wherever, and then all of a sudden, it's all gone. Your social contacts are gone. The guys you used to hang out with them. You thought they were your friends, but no, they were looking for business deals. That's why they hung out with you in the bar, because they were trying to cut business deals. And now you have no business to offer. And so they are not taking your calls. They are not returning your calls anymore. You no longer are working for that big organization. They needed you. Now they need someone else who took your place. And you didn't invest. You don't have passive income. You don't have investments that are giving you money every month, every week. Pro says she has an uncle who died within a month of retirement. Just, by the way, do your social research. Do your social research. Just go through your extended family, especially people who have worked in the formal sector and have retired. Just go through your social. You will see that what I'm talking about is true. 3 to 5 years of retirement. 2 to 5 years of retirement. Most people, they die. Why? They did not invest the 20% in the years of plenty. And so they have no income. And because they have no income, they are stressed. Because now it's the children having to support them. They get a small sickness like this. The children have to fundraise. The children have to sell their property. The children have to sell their own things to sustain daddy and mommy. That's what's killing our old people. They didn't plan for the latter years. Now, do you think you're better than them? The reason what I'm telling you is not even, you're not hearing me, is because you are young. So you think old age will never come. Or for you think somehow God will make it different for you. Forget it. There is a reason that wisdom is in the Bible. They expected you to read it and interpret it and use it. Stop praying to the God of heaven who has given you wisdom to use that word. To use. 20%. 20% minimum. When we started our financial journey with my wife, we started by tithing 10% and we would use 90%. Then we started tithing 10% and saving 10% and consuming 80%. And somehow we didn't die. Then we started tithing 10%, saving 20%, and giving 10% to other causes, and spending 60%, and we did not die. So now we invest about 40%, maybe 40 to 50% of our income, still tithe 10%, still give 10%, and live on only 30% of our income. Our dream is to live on only 10% of our money, tithe 10%, give 10% to other causes, invest 70%. Now, the Egyptians, they didn't do what I'm telling you. So what happened is, one, the years of scarcity came, as Joseph had predicted. They hadn't stored up any grain. They went to Pharaoh. Pharaoh told them, go talk to Joseph. Joseph told them, bring money, cash. They brought cash and bought grain. The cash got finished. The years of scarcity were still there. You see, the price in the years of plenty is different from the price in the years of scarcity. When you're older, things will cost more than they cost you now when you're younger. Now you can eat chikomando and go to bed. You will not be eating chikomando at 85. You just be ruining your body with your commandos. At that stage, you need very well prepared vegetables with a little bit of beef and whatever. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. That's what you're going to need when you're 85 plus. You won't be there eating chikomando, Rolex, evening, morning, what? It won't work. So anyway, they took cash got finished. Said, okay, what do we do next? They said, have our cows. Now, of course, the cash became Pharaoh's. The Bible says, and Joseph took all the money of Egypt and took it to Pharaoh's house. Pharaoh became the only owner of liquid assets. They took the cattle, that's movable assets. All the livestock, cows, donkeys, camels, everything became Pharaoh's. Movable assets, those got finished. Now they took the land. They handed over all the land to Pharaoh. Pharaoh became the only landlord in Egypt. And then he said, okay, now get off my land. He moved them into cities. And told them, now you're going to work for me. You see, this urbanization is not new. There's a reason you moved into the city. It's probably to work for Pharaoh and you didn't know it. You think you're doing your thing. You're going to work for me. It says, here is seed. Plant the land for me, work for me. You bring me 20%, you can eat the rest. Now, when you found those Egyptians working, digging the land, taking care of the cattle, whatever, it looked exactly the way it had looked 14 years before when it was theirs. Only that this time they were not doing anything for themselves. Everything they were doing for Pharaoh. They had become slaves. Do not let your foolishness turn you into a slave. Go and start investing minimum 20% of your income as you wait for the years of scarcity. The years when you're older, those who invest 20% of... Now, think about it. While other people were sinking in the 7 years of scarcity, Pharaoh was ascending. Pharaoh was rising. Pharaoh was getting richer. Those who practice financial wisdom in their younger years, in their older years, are very wealthy. Those who are stupid and they don't practice financial wisdom in their younger years, in their older years, they are destitute, they are desperate, they die early, they go to heaven early. While those who practice financial discipline only become wealthier. If you think about the richest people in Uganda, you think they are teenagers, you think they are in their 20s, you think they're in their 30s. The richest people in Uganda are all above 50. Why? They've been practicing the principles since they were in their 20s, 50s, 60s. That's how money works. I'm here to talk about investments. I was your dream interpreter for today. Mose, that's my name. I don't want you to be broke. I don't want you to eat your children's inheritance in your latter years. I want you to set up your children to succeed. Go start saving and investing. 20% of your income. I'm out of here. Love you. See you next Thursday, 5 o'clock.